Hi, this is Sister Michelle Christopher from SOS Ministries, and I have a word for you today. And that word concerns our Back to Basic Bootcamp lessons for 2014. And I want to talk about Matthew chapter 25, the parable of the 10 virgins. So many times we want to focus upon the 5 foolish because they had no oil in their lamps when the bridegroom came. And we focus and we preach and we teach upon them so many times that we forget about the 5 wise. Yes, they had oil in their lamps, but said when the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Well, before they lay down to go to sleep, why did they not notice that the 5 foolish didn't have any oil in their lamps? Why didn't they tell them, say, hey, the bridegroom can come at any time. You need to get oil in your lamps before you lay down and go to sleep. And that is so like the church world today, that we're so focused upon ourselves. As long as we're okay and we're doing all right, our little 4 and no more, our little group or our little clique, it doesn't matter what else is going on with others in the church or others in the community. It doesn't matter if anybody else is hurting or have any need. As long as we're okay, then we're fine. And seeing that's why we are so many times, we're like the 5 wise. We've got oil in our lamps, but yet we see others that having some kind of need or want or lacking something in their lives that, spiritually, that we can help them with, but we're laying down at night and going to sleep and not being concerned with the needs of others. And Paul said in Philippians chapter 2, verse 4, he said, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. We've got to be concerned about those that's in our midst, those that's in church with us, our brothers and sisters in Christ. There's too many brothers and sisters that are dying spiritually on the battlefield because we're so focused upon our own selves that when they get wounded, that we're so focused on ourselves that we're not even noticing that they're hurt or in need. And they may not even have a great wound at that time, but left untreated, a wound can get infected and it will fester and it can cause them to die spiritually. And that's what the enemy wants. He wants us to be so focused upon ourselves. But see, Jesus talks too many times about loving the brethren, that we're supposed to not exalt ourselves, but we're supposed to exalt our brethren. He said, he that exalts himself shall be abased, and he that abases himself shall be exalted. And we're so focused upon our own needs, our selfish ambitions and desires many times, that we're not seeing to the needs of those that truly has a need. We're supposed to put somebody else in front of us. When you're on the battlefield and a soldier sees that a fellow soldier is hurt and wounded, they will do everything in their power, even to their own life, that they will bring that soldier and drag him off the battlefield and tend to their wounds. But yet in God's army, we're leaving our soldiers there to die just so we can escape ourselves. Well, Jesus said in John chapter 15, verses 12 and 13, he said, this commandment I give you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friends. Jesus loved us so much that he sacrificed his body, he sacrificed his life so that we could be saved. And he expects the same of us, that we need to sacrifice ourselves on the battlefield if need be to save somebody else. It doesn't matter if we draw enemy fire trying to get to that wounded soldier, brother and sister that's laying on the battlefield, then draw the fire, get hit by the enemy. You've got to save them. You've got to get them off the battlefield because it's what it's all about. We've got to look one for another. We've got to have each other's backs. And this is Sister Michelle Christopher from SOS Ministries. Love your brethren. See somebody in need, give them help. Spiritually, physically, whatever it may be, God puts somebody in your path to help them, you need to help them. Because it doesn't matter if there's nothing wrong in your life and that they're like the 5 wise virgins. You may be full of oil on the inside, but you've got to help those that's not. This is Sister Michelle Christopher from SOS Ministries. God bless.